Hi, welcome to The Print Live Bihar Result 2020. We are getting you latest updates, and as the day will progress, we will give you certain analysis on how the things are. Right now, the NDA is, as per initial trends, ahead with 120 and over 120 seats, with the RJD-led coalition getting around 110. Obviously, these figures will keep changing, and we will continue to get you the latest updates. But let's try and understand from our political editor, DK Singh, what exactly do you think it's moving towards?
It's very difficult to say. These are early trends. I mean, less than half of the votes have been counted. I think in most of the seats, just 2 or 3 rounds of counting has happened. So right now, we cannot take any call, but it's very clear that it's a very tight contest, as it suggests right now. Although NDA has a clear edge, it's actually, I was watching it just now before I came, NDA was leading in over 125 seats.
Right.
Now, if that happens, well, this gambit of putting Chirag Paswan up, propping him up against Nitish Kumar seems to have worked, because JDU's tally is coming down and BJP is hovering around 70. So it has worked for the NDA so far, as the early trends suggest, but we have to wait.
But many are also pointing out that, you know, the counting in rural areas especially is still left, and that could be the game changer.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we need to wait. These are very early trends.
But you know, we did see JDU's KC Tyagi conceding defeat already. Do you think he...
Well, that tells you the defeatist mindset that JDU has got, because from the very beginning, JDU has been a repressor because of Chirag Paswan factor, and JDU was, I could see the BJP playing games with it. So when we were traveling in Bihar and talking to JDU leaders, they were jittery from the very beginning.
Right.
So no wonder KC Tyagi is reflecting those jitters now.
So we were talking to a number of senior BJP leaders, you know, just when the results had started trickling in, and they were quite confident that we will be able to form the government. Is it also because of the fact that, you know, the fact that they banked on PM Modi's image? Do you think that is something that has worked?
No, usually BJP is always confident. And once counting starts, you talk to any BJP person in any state election, BJP will tell you we are going to win, we are sweeping. But once trends start trickling in and things will start becoming clear, the voices start getting moderate and moderate. So before before counting started, if they told you they were winning, I mean, it's hardly a surprise. But they're confident too, because that we saw in rural areas there also.
Right.
Prime Minister Modi's popularity is, of course, I mean, nobody can question that. That could be the reason for their confidence.
We'll start with a few questions. Ishan Singh Gupta wants to know, it would be interesting to see if the NDA does manage to win, what sort of power will Nitish have then? Because, you know, we are talking about the fact that he may have the chair, but will he have the power?
It's going to be very difficult for him. But look at Nitish. Nitish Kumar has been known to play all these power games right from the beginning of his political career. He was with Lalu, who left Lalu, came with the BJP, became part of the NDA. Then again in 2015, basically split that alliance, went with the RJD, back with the BJP. So Nitish Kumar, although of course he'll be under pressure, because if right now, as the trends suggest, JDU is leading in just about 50 seats.
Right.
About 21 less than last time. And BJP is gaining. BJP is leading in over 71 seats, 70 seats. So if these trends hold and Nitish Kumar's or JDU's tally is reduced significantly, he'll be under pressure, of course. But immediately, perhaps there won't be much pressure. But after a year or so, after a couple of years, probably the BJP, which will have the numerical superiority in the assembly, would start exerting pressure on him, and probably would start asking him, okay, you shift to the center, we'll take care of this in Bihar, and anyway it was your last election. So you can probably cede your ground now and you can shift to the center. But that will happen after a couple of years, 3 years. Whether Nitish Kumar will accept it, I really doubt. And BJP cannot really push him around much, because you could always count on Nitish Kumar to bargain with the other side. So that will be a very risky gambit, and many things will unfold in the coming weeks and months. That is if the NDA wins.
Right. We've all not talked about Congress. It's right now, as per ECI, leading on 13 seats. Do you think the decision to give 70 seats to Congress, do you think that is something that is impacting the tally of the Mahagathbandhan?
Yes, but look at the RJD, or the strategy Tejashwi went for. Now, out of those 70, there were at least 20 seats which the RJD had lost to the BJP in the last election.
Right.
So calculation was very clear that these are lost seats anyway, so pass it on to the Congress.
So why not give it to them? We'll take two more questions. Mr. Aditya Sawant wants to know, if the people are not happy with Nitish Kumar, how come they are winning so many seats? And Divakar Pullam Chetty wants to know, why did people not accept RJD's promise of jobs?
Well, we cannot
say that. It's
definitely right now they are initial trends.
Right.
But the fact is, people were not happy with Nitish Kumar. That we saw while we were traveling across Bihar, covering the elections. It was very clear people were very unhappy. You talk about his seats. Well, it's around 50, just to repeat. And the fact is, if Chirag Paswan was not a factor there, if Chirag Paswan was not propped up by the BJP to bring down the JDU's tally, probably Nitish Kumar's, our JDU's tally would have been much higher. But if you are asking why, despite his unpopularity, fact is, many of the I would say the vote bank, much of the vote bank of the BJP and the JDU, does not actually trust Tejashwi as an alternative. Right. Some of them might have decided to kind of jump the ship and, decided to kind of try out a new experiment. But most of them, at least our experience from the field suggests that most of them were actually in two minds whether to switch or whether to stick with Nitish Kumar because he's tried and tested.
Right. So, but anyway, it is still a close contest. I mean, even if you look at the entire scenario, it'll be too early to say who is winning and who's losing. But Akash wants to know, RJD is known for corruption. People know character of Lalu family. Do you still think RJD stands a chance to win? If yes, then how?
We will not discount anything at this stage. So far as Jungle Raj image goes, this time it was not working. From 2005 onwards, we have been invoking that.
Right.
So in one election after another, the same slogan of, if Lalu comes, Jungle Raj will come. That will not work. It was about looking at Tejashwi as a possible alternative. Whether Tejashwi has been able to convince the voters of his sincerity or of his ability to govern, we will see after the final tally is out.
At the same time, his 10 lakh, promise of jobs, I think that sort of resonated with the youth.
It did resonate.
Yes.
But how much of that resonance got translated into votes, we don't know yet.
A few more questions. Tanveer Panjwani wants to know, these are still the trends. And as per Election Commission website, there are 30 plus seats where the margin is around 500. Yeah. So if there is hung result, what will be NDA's plan of action?
That will be a very interesting scenario, because that will mean that Chirag Paswan could possibly play the kingmaker if NDA falls short of the majority mark. If it is around 120, 118, and Chirag Paswan's party, Lok Janshakti Party, is leading in over 5 seats. So if LJP is around 5 to 7 and NDA falls short of those numbers to get to the majority, it will be very interesting to see whether Nitish Kumar accepts Chirag Paswan in the government. He'll have to, probably he has no option, because if you look at the way the results are panning out, the RJD-led alliance is pretty composite, in the sense, the day Tejashwi had decided to go ahead with the left and drop Vikasil Insan Party, that is Mukesh Sahni's party, leaving out Majhi, the strategy was that these small players, they could switch to the NDA camp anytime. Right. So why to waste your seats on them when you can't really count on their support? And again, Vikasil Insan Party, it is also leading on about 4 to 5, about 5 to 7 seats.
Yes.
But I don't think Nitish Kumar will have problem with that. Nitish Kumar will have the real problem is Chirag Paswan turns out to be a kingmaker.
Because he has been openly criticizing him, very personal attacks.
Trading, but horse trading in the opposition side is probably not possible, because that was the idea. Ideologically, the RJD, the Congress and the left, they are together, and you don't really see any of them splitting to join the NDA. Join the NDA. That was the main strategy of Tejashwi Yadav when he was working on the alliance and seat sharing arrangements. NDA would depend on, or would be banking on, the Vikasil Insan Party and even Majhi's party, which is not doing well actually. Majhi's party is just leading on 1 seat right now. But NDA would be banking on either a clear majority on its own, or to have it with Vikasil Insan Party. But if Chirag Paswan were to get a say in this, it will be a very complicated situation. We don't know how the NDA will resolve it.
A few more questions. Aditya Sawant wants to know, is Bihar again following caste-based election? Because many were pointing out this election will, give us a clarity on, is Bihar still following the caste-based election, or jobs and development, these issues are as important?
I would call it Vikas Plus. Because it was not just about caste. Caste, of course, remains a dominant factor in Bihar. But right now, as the initial trends are showing, the RJD-led alliance is getting around 40% votes. So if you look at 40% votes, again it's tentative, but if it's anything around 40%, it's very clear that it's not just the Muslims or Yadavs who have voted for the RJD alliance. There are some other sections which have joined in, and that will show caste plus a little bit of job and development narrative that was playing out in the election.
Another question from Tarush. He wants to know, how cooperative is the current Bihar governor, or should centre transfer Maharashtra governor of Bihar?
Well, they are all appointed by the centre, so they have to be cooperative. There is no ifs and buts about it.
Another question from Aditya Bhatt. Are people forgetting that JDU and RJD had fought the last election together? And now with them fighting separately, is there a possibility that RJD might have eaten up on its votes as well?
Into the JDU's vote bank, you mean?
Yes.
Probably a chunk of it, possibly. But again, we are not sure about this. We will look at the overall tally of the RJD-led alliance, and then probably we'll be able to come to any conclusion.
Pyare Mohan wants to know, whoever wins in Bihar, their condition will remain same due to people not willing to give up their land for factory. What do you say on this? What about jobs and employment and the industrial policy?
It's very difficult, because if you look at the scenario now, if I'm not wrong, barely 1% or 2% of the total factories registered in the country are in Bihar. Barely 1%. We talk about FDI, it's 0.05, 0.06% of the total FDI in the country. It's a pathetic state. Now, entire administrative setup has to be changed. It's not easy for anyone. The list for Nitish Kumar, who is looking at his last term if he wins.
And the Sat Nishchay that he started with?
Yeah, because last term, I don't know how much drive you will have, how much motivation you will have to actually to do what you have not done for the last 15 years. But that will be equally difficult for Tejashwi as well. I mean, promising 10 lakh government jobs is fine, but even to promise that, it will require about 56,000 crore more annually to give those many jobs. Where is the money? And then talk about investment scenario, investors' faith in Bihar. It's nothing. I mean, you don't really see anything on the ground. You talk to the bureaucrats there, they have just given up. Even Nitish Kumar gave up on bringing industry to the state. So for anyone who comes, either of them, either Nitish Kumar or Tejashwi,
not going to be easy.
It's not going to be very easy. But yes, if the final tally or the outcome of the poll indicates that people in Bihar have started looking at or looking beyond caste and started looking at other other aspects, like what you are able to do or what you are capable of doing and what you are promising on the development front. If they have started looking beyond caste, probably whoever comes to power will have to actually set the house in order and start working on it.
Another question we have is, what about the bipole elections and the neck-and-neck fight with BJP? The Congress still isn't holding its ground. That is, I think, about Madhya Pradesh. And another question on Bihar is, are Bihar exit polls also as wrong as US exit opinion polls?
We don't know. So, second question first, we don't know yet. We'll wait for a couple of hours before you make any conclusion. Coming to the first one about bipoles. Before coming to Madhya Pradesh, I would actually urge you to look at very interesting bipole in Telangana. There is Dubbak Assembly constituency, which got vacated due to the death of a sitting TRS MLA. Now TRS, the kind of majority it got in the last assembly polls. Now you see the BJP gaining there. BJP is leading in Dubbak. Right. Quite interesting. BJP gaining over TRS in Telangana in a bipole where usually the ruling party has an edge. That's a very interesting scenario. Coming to Madhya Pradesh, right now I think BJP is having it very 19, comfortable. Yeah. We are it's leading on 17 to 18 seats, including on most seats in Jyotiraditya Scindia's stronghold, that is Gwalior Chambal region.
Right.
So that was almost predictable, because we could see even exit polls and people who are on the ground could see the things in favor of the BJP. But yes, it will bring a lot of comfort to Shivraj Singh Chauhan, because he was the one leading the campaign. And given his equations with the central leadership, there was always a question mark: if he does not perform well, what will happen? Shiva Singh Chauhan must be heaving a big sigh of relief.
Another question is Nitish in a better situation in negotiation, as he's flexible in doing business with anyone to retain power.
Yeah, of course, you can never discount him. Whatever be the result, whatever be the outcome or the JDU's tally, Nitish Kumar, as a person who knows how to gain power, can never be discounted. BJP may be getting many more seats than the JDU, but Nitish Kumar will finally have the final thing in his hand, actually. Because BJP will always be, however much pressure BJP may exert, but BJP will always be wary that Nitish Kumar could actually switch the camp. And Nitish Kumar has nothing to lose. Look, if he loses chief ministership now,
right,
he's going to retire anyway. So he's not going to be there in the next election.
Something which he announced in his
so if
rally.
he has to vacate the seat for a BJP chief minister, say 2 years down the line or 3 years down the line, he would probably bring the entire NDA down to, okay, I'm not giving up, let's go for fresh elections, or I would rather go with the RJD or Congress alliance.
Right. Another question from Rakshit Ramu. He wants to know, do you think Nitish Kumar failed in making popular schemes in this election prospectus? In this election, like Tejashwi, he's talking about the fact that, while Tejashwi talked about 10 lakh jobs, corruption, I mean, there was particular things that, which sort of, he reached out to the youngsters or, to the unemployed youth. Whereas Nitish Kumar just talked about his Saath Nishay and what more he will be adding to it.
See, first of all, as an incumbent, when you have ruled the state for 15 years, you cannot be luring voters with populist promises. Secondly, if you look at Nitish Kumar's track record from 2005 onwards, in his first stint, there was a lot of focus on development, and probably in the first 2 years in his second stint also. But after that, he actually eased up in the sense that, he had created his own vote bank among EBCs. He had split the OBCs. The EBCs were always there. He had added more OBC sections or OBC castes into EBCs. Right. He had split Mahadalit. So he had done his own social engineering, and he started banking much more on it and on the fact that people probably don't want Lalu Raj to return. And once he was in the comfort zone, you do not really expect much from him. And that was reflecting in his poll campaign also, where he was actually deriding, or he was very dismissive of Tejashwi Yadav and his promises, basically saying that he is the man who has brought changes to Bihar.
There are a lot of questions about Nitish Kumar, specifically. Vibhu Umesh wants to know, Umesh, who is going to be the face of JDU after Nitish Kumar? What is going to be their fate? Is it time to introduce one? Yash is saying, is this Nitish Kumar's last election?
It is Nitish Kumar's last election. He has already announced. As for his successor, there's total uncertainty, because you do not have another mass leader in the JDU, not even one. And Nitish Kumar has actually never tried to prop up anybody or project anybody as his probable successor. So once he is out, and that's why we have been talking about this, once Nitish Kumar is off this stage, JDU may be up for grabs, because you do not have any leader, any mass leader to actually keep people around, keep people together. So succession battle will continue, and Nitish Kumar may project anybody once he vacates the chair. But who will it be, we don't know, because seriously, there is not a single leader in the JDU who can claim himself to be a mass leader in the true sense.
Let's talk a little about Tejashwi Yadav, and we'll end after that. As Pratyush is also asking, is there any chance that Tejashwi will play an important role in coming 5 years? You must have seen, whatever the outcome, Tejashwi Yadav, the entire campaign was focused on him. He was the one who did 251 rallies. So how do you see that? Has he evolved as a leader?
He has, of course, emerged as a leader, I would say, because you were always looking at him as Lalu Yadav's son. But in this election, he has done so many things which are quite different from what Lalu would be doing in the past. The way he went for the formation of alliance, he had his own idea.
Right.
The way he has led his campaign, it was like focusing totally on a state, talking about jobs, talking about the aspirations of the people, aspirations of the youth, and not actually trying to become or to look like a Yadav leader. He has been very conscious of it, and he has been trying to basically woo back sections of the backward classes, non-Yadavs or non-Muslims, he has tried to woo those constituencies back. Whether he succeeds or not, we will see, but he has definitely emerged as a leader in Bihar.
Thank you so much for watching. Please do tune in at 12:30. We will continue to give you latest updates. As we said, these are initial trends and things will be much clearer later on.